Hello and welcome. We are going to start creating today in art. It's going to be amazing. So here we go. Since we are going to be creating stuff, we're going to want to place a safe place to put those creations. So if you don't already have one from a previous year, or you haven't made one yet this year, we're going to need an art folder in our Google Drive. So that's going to be the first thing that we want to do, is set up an art folder if you don't already have one. So if I go into my Google Drive now, you can see I already have one. It's right here. It says RVA Art. But if you don't, what you're going to want to do you see up there where it says New? I'm going to click that, and I'm going to choose the one that says New Folder right at the top. And I'm just going to name that RVA Art or Art Folder, whatever you want. Just make sure the word Art is in there, since this is art class, okay? I already have one. I'm actually going to cancel this, but you would hit create, okay? So our RVA art folder is in there. Yay, you did the first step for today. Let's continue on, shall we? All right, so the next thing then is we want to know how to split screens. This will come in handy for our first project, for this practice project as well. So let's just look at how to do that real quick. There's a few different ways. My favorite is to just grab the tab and move it over to one side. Now, I know you guys probably can't see it with how this is set up, but basically I pulled one to one side of my screen, it kind of snapped into place, and then I pulled the other into the other half. So you can kind of see like half of my screen is black. That's actually where the other one is right now, and then this one here. So once again, you just kind of grab the tab, move one to one side, move one to the other, and you should be able to see two tabs at once. But I'm going to put this back here. There we go. And I'm going to make that full screen again. All right, so that's how we split screens. That can just come in handy when you're trying to like read the directions and do the thing as well at the same time. You're not having to click back and forth. If you find that you don't like split screens, totally okay. It's just one little trick, one little tip that might help you out. So what are we actually up to? What is this practice project all about? Well, we like to have a practice project that's due before we start our big 2-week projects. Just because turning in artwork is a little bit different than maybe turning in math or science, right? Like, this is actual artwork that we're photographing and putting into an art journal. More on that later. So we like to do a practice project to kind of ease our way into things and make it a little bit less scary when it's like, oh my goodness, there's this whole big 2-week project. It's our first one and it's my first time turning anything in. No, you'll have this practice project first. So here we go. There's actually 2 parts to this practice project. Part 1 is going to be a digital project, since one of our projects is going to be graphic arts. That's going to be our first project of the semester, and so we want you to know how to turn in something that's made online, something that's digital. So first and foremost, you're going to begin by clicking here. Now, if you're in class, I'm going to be giving you that link, but if you're watching the demo video and you're like, how do I click that, Mrs. Stinson? There's a few different ways. So first and foremost, if you go to our class, let me just go back one. So you'll see the tile in your buzz. When you click on it, this is what we call our landing page. Now down at the bottom, you'll see if you click through the slides, you can see all of everything really. You can see the entire semester, all the videos, everything's right here for you. Kind of amazing. So if I scroll to today and click on Get to Know Each Other Day 3 Activities, right here, it's going to actually take me to these slides that we were working with, right? So there it is, and then I can just, once again, I can click here. But it's also going to be linked in that landing page as well under the homework section, and you can find the demo video linked under day 3 as well. So anyway, it's all kind of right there for you, a little nice hub where you can find everything you could ever need. It's amazing. All right, so I'm going to click here as it says, and it's going to force me to make a copy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click that, make a copy. It's going to think for a little bit, and there we go. copy of. Now, my name isn't copy of. That's not my name. So I'm going to change that to Miss Stinson. You should change it to your name, though, not my name. Change it to your name instead of copy of. And then another thing that I want to make sure right away is that I move it into that art folder. Before I start making this, and then all of a sudden it's Monday and it's time to turn it in, and I don't know where it is, though. Let's put it in your art folder. Keep it organized. So next to the name, you're going to see a star, and then you're going to see like this little folder, and it says Move. We're going to click that. Okay, and I want to move it into my art folder. I'm just going to hit Move here. If you're not seeing, these are like, for me, it comes up with suggested. If for some reason it's not showing you that, you know, play around, because there's like your starred one. So if you starred your art folder, it could be there. All locations is usually where I go. If I can't find it in the suggested ones, I'll go to all locations, and then I click on my drive, and then I should be able to find it that way. And I'm just going to move it there. Okay, hit move. Good. All right. Now, this is the template. It's kind of all ready for you to go. So all you really need to do is delete what's there and fill it in with your actual information. So it says your full name. So I'm going to put in my full name. 3 things I like to do for fun. Okay, I like to do art, and more art. Just kidding. I have other things I like to do too. So I like to art. I like to art. Sure do. Okay. I also like to bike. And I like to ride roller coasters. So fun. Okay, so that's just 3 things. Anyway, I'm going to go through and I'm going to put a bunch of these things in here, okay? I'm going to fill it out based on what it says. What do I look forward to? Anything that we should know about you. And then if you would like to, you can also insert a photo of you and your family or something that brings you happiness. So if you're wondering how to add in a photo, it's as simple as going to insert. So that's going to be next to File, Edit, View, Insert, Image. Okay, and you could upload it from your computer. You could search the web. It might be a photo that's in your Drive. It might be in your Google Photos. You could even take a picture right now with your camera. So there's a whole bunch of ways you can get it. Another thing you could do is if you've got the picture, like maybe it's in an email or maybe it's, I don't know, somewhere on your computer, you could also take and copy it and paste it in here too. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to get photos in here. So if you want to play around with that and add a photo or 2 or 3 in here, you could. Another option too, like, you know, or something that brings you happiness. Well, maybe I like rollerblading. So I can type in rollerblading, go to images, and maybe I like this picture here. I could copy that. I right clicked. I know you guys can't see this. It doesn't show up for some reason, but I right clicked it and I'm hitting copy image. And now I can just go paste. Okay? So I could also do things like that. It doesn't have to be a photo that you took. Okay, so now it says don't forget to screenshot and paste this into your art journal. We don't have our art journal yet. You're going to be getting that tomorrow. So for right now, as long as it's in your art folder in your Google Drive, we're good. Okay, we'll learn about the art journal tomorrow and we'll copy and paste it into there next class. Okay? But wait, there's more. So in this class, like I said, we are going to be doing a graphic art project, but most of our projects aren't going to be done online. You know, most of them we're creating with our hands, right? We're drawing, we're painting, we're molding and sculpting. So we also want to have you guys get some practice taking photos of your art, your actual physical artwork, and then adding that to your art journal too. So part 2 of today's assignment is just a piece of original artwork, okay? So what your job here is to create an art piece that represents you. It should be an original piece of art that you create now. So don't go to like, oh, look, I made this in 2nd grade. I'll just put that in here. No, you've changed since 2nd grade. Let's make something that represents you now. So maybe it's a self-portrait, maybe you make a picture of an animal, maybe it's a landscape, family, something abstract and cool, but it has to be something that you do on like a piece of paper or you create with your hands. This should not be done on your tablet or anything like that. Something that you create using like pencil, markers, paint. Maybe you go outside and you find a bunch of sticks and you make a cool little like fortress out of them. I don't know, but you have to create with your hands, okay? So use whatever medium you want. And then next class, we're going to show you how to take a photograph of that piece of artwork, and we'll also talk about how do we add that into our art journal as well, since 6 of our 7 projects we're going to be turning in that way, where we actually photograph it and turn it in to our art journal. Okay, so we kind of have 2 projects today. As you can see though, the first one, that ArtFlix, that's going to go real fast, right? You just kind of fill it in with information about yourself. I'm guessing 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. And then this one here might take a little bit longer. Now, it doesn't have to take super long. Honestly, you could spend just 10 minutes on it. If you're having fun though, you're enjoying it and you want to spend a little bit more time, absolutely, go right ahead. I cannot wait to see what you create. Keep both things safe for next class, and I will show you what our art journal is next class and how you're going to submit those things into your art journal so that eventually we can submit it into Buzz. That was a lot. If you need to go back and rewatch any of this, feel free to do so, and reach out, of course, with any questions. See you next time.